Welcome to Dolly Talk. How is everybody doing today? We have starting day 2 right now. The well, I guess they're technically still married, I've heard. The husband is going to be testifying. So we're going to see that. It's going to be quite interesting. Let's say hi to a few people first. Erica is here. And Scott. Welcome, Diagnose This. Tiffany, thank you so much for the $1.99 super chat and becoming a member as well. Thank you. I did see your comments yesterday. I need to pull them up. The really kind of interesting because Tiffany apparently is in the area as well. Had a couple people that I've talked with that have known the defendant and the victims and everyone in the case. Let me just keep going for now. So let's see. Okay, so you're talking now about what happened a couple years ago, because apparently it was the defendant, Olivia, her parents, and her husband, who's going to testify in a little bit. And it looks like, well, they were raided by the task force a couple years ago for trafficking in marijuana and cocaine. Ooh. Her mom owns a dance studio, and I used to dance at the studio when I was a lot younger. But when they were raided, they have a hidden room in the basement of their home, and the task force never found the hidden room where all the trucks were. Oh, that's great. They seized a shit ton of cars and motorcycles, but they never got them back, and nothing ever happened to them. It's like they got raided, and then you never heard anything else about it. I was wondering, because, yeah, I just saw the articles about her being raided, but so, let's see. Brother has been there with his fiance and Olivia and his mom for the last couple of days. The first day was just her and her mom. So, hey, Mads, how are you? Let's see. Wait, does my mic suck? I'm going to be so... Oh. What is wrong with my mic? Holy crap. Fuck me. Hold on, guys. I am so... Okay, so what is it? Pretty sure I'm on the right mic. Should be. Yeah. Well, I turned it up just now. So, and well, I was in the midst of explaining things. So, all right. Well, I'm just making all kinds of good first impressions for our newest member, aren't I? Oh, God. Well, we're going to start. Okay. I secured some connections a little better, so we'll see. Let me know if that doesn't fix anything. And today, also, update for today, we're probably going to skip some of the police testimony just because it is just like verifying they did drone searches and didn't find anyone else there, or the police dog searched and didn't find anyone else there. So today we're at closing a little bit ago. So I'm not sure if we'll get all the way up to today, but we'll try.
So the questioning, I think we should.
Okay, well, we'll go ahead and we administer the oath after that you would say.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Judge.
And for anyone wondering, The defendant did not bring in Starbucks today. She did bring in a very large, like Yeti container, I believe. But the judge did have Starbucks. Do I have a noise filter on? I don't know. Is it better? Oh, thank God. Okay.
Close your eyes.
I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time, especially when help isn't there.
Okay, good morning.
So yes, this is hubby. I'll probably be making fun of him a little bit, mostly just because I relate to him a lot.
Were you all able to follow the instructions yesterday as far as doing any research on the case, discussing the case with anyone? Anyone feel they had a problem with that in any way? All right, I'll just point out that, especially if people are asking you, like your family, about it, you can tell them, you can talk about this case with anyone after the case is over. You have a First Amendment right to free speech in this country, and you can talk with anyone. But until the case is over, you are under the admonition from the court to not do that. Mr. Goodyear, are you ready to proceed with
Yes, sir.
this witness? Okay.
Yes, we call Zachary Howard, Judge.
You have a First Amendment
Please
right.
raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the
You don't.
testimony you're about to give in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
You may be seated.
We're going to learn
Morning, sir.
about
Morning.
married.
Please tell us your name.
My name is Zachary Howard,
Zachary, where did you grow up?
Franklin, Ohio.
Okay. And where'd you go to high school?
Went to Franklin High School.
And did you graduate from Franklin?
Yes, I did in 2013.
2013. Okay. And are you currently employed?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work, sir?
I work at it's called Vibrance Technology.
Oh yeah, and there was an issue this morning or yesterday morning where one of the jurors liked a post from the victim's girlfriend on Facebook. Apparently they were friends on Facebook. That the juror said they didn't have much contact. And I was going to play that part, but apparently today the juror who had all these issues ended up getting the flu. And she was excused. So it's kind of a moot point. But that I think would have been an issue on appeal if he's friends with the victim's girlfriend and she liked to post about it and his injuries and stuff. She did disclose it during voir dire that she was friends with the victim's girlfriend, but they don't really talk. I think they went to school a long time ago. But she has the flu now anyways, so she's a frera.
Technologies.
Okay. And what do you do for them?
So I basically I make paint. A fancy way of saying
Oh boy. Oh boy. How boy. I cannot believe Olivia would stray. This guy makes paint. That's a panty dropper. As to the drug task force stuff, it is pretty shocking. They put out a press release for F5 marijuana. That's what I was thinking. Like, just marijuana is, I mean, okay, it's illegal, but who cares? So they were definitely expecting to find more drugs, which corroborates what Tiffany says. Okay.
Okay. And how long you worked for them?
I've worked for them for 2 years.
And did you have a job before that?
I did.
Where'd you work before that?
Before then, I was in Sun Chemical, also in the world of like colorants.
Okay. Mister, are you currently married?
Yes, I am.
And who are you married to?
Olivia Clendenin.
And you see Olivia Clendenin in the courtroom today.
Yes, I do.
Can you point her out and tell her what she's wearing, please?
She's over there in a fancy white shirt.
Okay.
Oh, fancy white shirt. Oh, this poor guy. He's still married.
Your Honor's right reflects that he's identified the defendant.
No objection.
Okay.
Sir, when did you first meet the defendant?
Well, I met her when I was in high school. I want to say 2012, and I almost would remember the date.
Okay. And do you remember when you began a relationship with her?
Yes, I do. That was in September of 2013.
All right.
Remembers.
And how long did you date her prior to your getting married?
Till 2022.
Okay. And
Oof. 9 years? You didn't slap a ring on it before then?
when in 2022 were you married?
I want to say it was in June.
Okay.
I believe it was June 21st.
Okay. Now, when you got married initially, did the two of you live together?
Yes, we did.
All right. For how long?
It wasn't much.
Hey, Tiffany. The other two people that were arrested 2 days after them, that was under the same investigation, was charged for trafficking in cocaine, and evidence of that was found at their house. So they just got lucky as hell. That's great. I'm really impressed. They had like a safe room for their drugs that the cops didn't find. That's impressive.
Much after that, maybe 6 months to a year, that she had decided to move out and move back in with her parents.
Okay. So is it fair to say that in 2022, the two of you separated?
I wouldn't say fair to say 2022, but definitely by 2023. Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay. So by 2023, you had separated.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
buddy.
And from the time that you separated in 2023 until January the 1st of 2025, had the two of you lived together?
From the time we separated, no, we had not lived together again.
Aw.
And even though you weren't living together, even though you were separated, did you maintain contact with the defendant?
We never lost contact.
Okay. How would you describe the relationship you had with her between your separation in 2023 until this event happened on January 1st, 2025?
To be honest with you, I would describe it as 2 hard years of me keeping contact with somebody that I thought there was a chance of us getting back together.
Oh.
There was a lot of leading on. There was a lot of talks of we would get back together, but it never reached that point.
Okay.
Oh my God. This guy's inner monologue is me with my ex-girlfriend. I swear, it's like I'm describing my last relationship a little bit. It's kind of bringing a tear to my eye here. Minus the cuckoldry.
And when you say there's leading on, there's talks, who is giving this information? Was it the defendant?
Yes.
And what would she tell you?
She would tell me she loves me more than anything and that we were going to get back together.
Now, during this time, so we're talking 2023 until January 1st of 2025, in addition to speaking with her, would you see her on occasion?
So let's see here. I mean, well, after this,
Like,
I didn't
would you
see
see her
her.
in?
What do you mean? Like after this?
Let me
happened, I
ask
didn't
you
see her,
again.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you.
Time out. No.
Yes.
I do this a lot.
This guy wants to testify so bad.
It's my fault.
Okay, wait until he finishes.
I understand.
Okay.
I got you.
Go ahead.
I was just trying to.
All right.
So
So
let me re-ask the question, okay?
yes.
So the question I have is, from the time you separated and you're no longer living together in 2023 until before this incident happened, okay?
Yes.
Did the two of you ever? You said you would communicate.
Yes.
Did you ever see her?
Yes.
Now, the communication, was that phone calls, text messages? How would that normally take place?
Snapchat, text messages mostly. Some phone calls.
And how often would you communicate with her?
Well, every day we would message each other in some form, from a good morning to I love you, or just
Aw.
talking to each other, small talk through the day.
And you mentioned that you would also see her in person.
Yes.
How often would that happen?
So it was very sporadic. There was no way to say it was a week here, a month there, but I would say no more than a month would go by at a time without us seeing each other at least one time.
And who would initiate?
Ooh. Okay, so she wanted to get her monthly booty call in. Okay.
Generally, when you saw each other, who would initiate that?
I mean, I'm not going to say that it was all her. A lot of it was me texting her because, you know, I had feelings for her and I would want to see her. And she did respond in a way to where she would want to see me as well, though. So I would say I would probably did most of the initiating to see her, though.
Okay. And when, at the times that you saw her between your separation and this event, were the times where the two of you would be intimate?
Yes.
Okay. And was that on a consistent basis or just sporadically?
I would say sporadically.
Did you, between the time you separated in 2023 until the time this event happened, did you ever actually get back into a consistent full-time relationship with her?
To my acknowledgement, I did, but I don't believe that it was to her acknowledgement as well.
Okay.
Buddy, I believed we were back together, but she didn't. Oh, this poor guy.
And by that, do you mean the consistent communication that you had?
Yes, we had actually spoken and communicated to one another that we were back together. but I would often see inconsistencies in that.
Okay. And what do you mean by inconsistencies?
Lie, catching her in lies, not keeping promises, running around with other men.
Okay. Now, prior to December 31st of 2024, did you know someone by the name of Corey Heffler?
I'm not sure exact date I come into knowing of Corey, to be honest with you. I did not know anything of Corey until I want to say maybe around July of August of 2023. Probably sounds pretty close to the first time I heard of his name.
Okay. And why did you hear of his name?
Well, come to find out that Olivia was dating him.
But you had not met him.
I had not met
You just
him.
knew his name.
Yes.
When's the first time you actually communicated with him?
I'm not sure of an exact first time. I know that we might have had 2 or 3 interactions before we had a civil one that were probably pretty nasty towards one another. There was no violence, but nasty comments were made to one another. Sporadically, probably through 2023 to 2024. It was probably a message about, I did send Corey a message saying, how does it feel that your girlfriend keeps coming back to me? Along the lines of that. That was the first.
Bro, that that's not quite the own you think it is. This is like, I guess you gotta use what you got to work with. Throwing stones in a glass house with that one. Oh my God. This guy a streamer on YouTube?
3 to 2024. It was probably a message about, I did send Corey a message saying, how does it feel that your girlfriend keeps coming back to me? Along the lines of that. That was the first communication I specifically had with Corey.
So was it
Called your wife his girlfriend. Dude.
your belief, based on what you knew, that in 2023 and 2024, that this relationship that you believe was occurring was still going on between Corey Heffler and the defendant?
I believe it was still going on, yes.
Okay. And did you ever confront the defendant about whether or not she was in a relationship with Corey Heffler?
I would ask her all the time, a lot, and she would always give me the answer, no. He is no good for her. They were together, and that he is not in her life anymore.
And this is what she would tell you from in 2023 and in 2024?
From 2024 up.
Okay. And that includes, of course, prior to when this incident happened on December 31st of 24.
Yes.
Okay. So when is the last time that you saw the defendant, Ms. Clendenin, prior to December 31st of 2024?
I want to say December 30th.
And you saw her in a, excuse me, did you communicate with her or see her in person?
We saw each other in person.
Okay. And tell us about that. What happened?
Well, in my head, we were communicating, and I was under the belief that me and her were going to really make it work this time. And
oh, this poor bastard. Oh, I feel so bad.
we had decided to take dinner plans to a steakhouse, and we had went out for steak that night on the 30th together.
And where did you go?
I believe it was Tony's Steakhouse.
Okay. And after Tony's Steakhouse, what did you and Miss Clendenin do?
I know how I can win her heart back. I'll take her to get a T-bone. Or maybe I'll splurge for the filet mignon and a baked potato. That'll woo him. That'll woo her.
She ended up going back with me to my house.
Okay. And did you, the two of you, spend the night together in that house?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it worked, I guess. Tony's is $100 a plate. I was wondering. Boy. I mean, okay, so, you know, it was a steak and BJ date. All right.
And then the next day, now we're into December 31st, right?
Yes.
Did Olivia just stay with you that day, or what did she do?
So she left. She would leave early. She had 2 jobs at the time. I was under the belief that she had to work at one of those jobs.
Oh, and she left that morning.
Okay. And is that the last time you saw her before this incident took place?
Yes.
When she left that morning?
Yes.
Are you-
Actually, no, Your Honor. I saw her prior to the incident happening at the bar for a small amount of time.
Okay, I apologize. You're correct. So, but that's the last time that you had any intimate relations with her before this incident happened.
That's correct.
Aww. What's she writing down at that?
So at some point on December 31st,
He just said he had the last time he had intimate relations, and she grabs a pen and starts madly scribbling something down.
did you have some communication with Corey Heffler?
Yes.
And
So
do you remember when that was?
Still going.
I want to say it might have been around 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm a bit of a late bird, so it would have been later for sure.
Oh.
And he messaged me and asked me if I was with his girlfriend, to which I did respond, and I told him, I'm not with your girlfriend. I am with my wife.
And then this conversation,
You sure showed him.
without going through everything that was said, the conversation ended up with the two of you deciding to get together. Is that right?
Yes, he wanted to meet up and talk about what was going on. And so I actually ended up telling him that we could go ahead and do that. And we met for a beer at the bar and ended up hashing everything out. Ended up between me and him going pretty peacefully.
Okay.
So they meet up after all this crap.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep.
I mean, I gotta respect the fact that they actually recognized the source of the problem and didn't just go after each other. I mean, they're emotionally mature, I'll say that.
Now, once you got communication from Corey Heffler on December 31st, did you then communicate with the defendant about Corey contacting you?
Yes, I did.
And how did you do that?
I asked her why Corey was messaging me, asking.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I asked Olivia Clendenin why Corey was messaging me, asking why I'm with his girlfriend if she's not with him.
Okay. And that communication, was that a phone call or was that text messages?
Phone call and text messages.
The judge's face right now.
Yeah. So I'm sure what's been marked as states exhibit number 3A, 3B, 3C, and 3D. First, just do me a favor and take a look at these. Read these to yourself. Don't read them out loud, okay?
All right. Yes, I recognize all of these.
And fair to say, these are screenshots of your conversation with the defendant from your phone?
Yes.
Let me show you and these are, to your recollection, are these fair and accurate copies of the text conversation that you had that day with Ms. Clendenin?
To my acknowledgement, they look accurate. Yes.
Okay. So let me show you what's been marked as states exhibit 3A.
Right, Matt?
Okay. So you mentioned that you had asked her, why is Corey messaging you? Do you see your text about that?
Yes.
Okay. And we see times on the side of these messages.
The only way this girl gets acquitted is if the jury's full of adulterers and fornicators.
Those times from your phone delineate when those messages were sent and received?
Yes.
Okay. So it appears to me that you asked her about the message from Corey at 6:57 p.m. That look correct?
Yes.
And what day was that?
That would have been December 31st.
So 6:57 p.m., December 31st is when you confronted the defendant about Corey Heffler messaging you.
Yes.
And you have to read it, but everything we see here that's in gray or black bubbles, is that, from your memory, is that her response to you when you asked her about why is Corey messaging you?
Yes.
And she says, that guy is effing delusional, and since you're entertaining that, maybe I should treat you like I've treated him and blocked him. Is that a similar reaction that she would give you previously when you would ask her about Corey Heffler?
Yes.
So she's still essentially, well, I'll move on from that. She was marked as state's number 3B. Okay. So is this that conversation continuing?
Yes.
All right. And again, you're in the blue bubbles, she's in the dark bubbles.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So when she said he's delusional, your response was, he said he stayed with you yesterday.
Yes.
And you're saying that Corey Heffler told you that she had been with him the day before.
Yes.
And then you told her at 7:10 p.m. essentially the relationship from your perspective is over.
Yes.
So states 3C. At the top there, you mentioned he wanted to go have drinks with you.
Yes.
And you're speaking of, we've already told the jury before that you and Corey had talked and you were going to get together and have a beer.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And her response is prove it. Right?
Yes.
And then what is this conversation at the bottom right that is the next message you send to the defendant?
The bottom right, the she'll unblock me in a little bit and nothing, you want to grab a drink.
Right. So that entire conversation says, yes, sir. Do you know where I live? I'm about to get ready. 5559 Durth Road. Is that a screenshot of another conversation?
That is actually, I believe, the screenshot he sent me, or the message he sent me with his address to come pick him up. So we were also discussing this on Facebook. That's how we originally came into contact with each other.
So when you said he wants to have drinks, the defendant said, prove it. Is it fair to say you sent her a screenshot of your conversation with Corey Heffler?
Yes.
Oh,
And that indicates the conversation that shows the conversation you had with him about getting together.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
so she's rubbing her face in it, and he's about to go meet up with the boyfriend for drinks.
And he gave you his address, 5559 Durth Road. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And then states 3D. Is that just a close-up of that screenshot we were just talking about? That conversation that you sent to Olivia that was between you and Corey Heffler?
Yes.
And am I correct, excuse me, that all of these text messages the jury's just seen between yourself and the defendant took place beginning at around 6:54 p.m. on December 31st?
Yes.
So after this text message conversation, was it your intention to meet up with Corey Heffler?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Did you go anywhere before you met with Corey Heffler?
Yes, I did.
Where did you go?
So I actually had drove to Olivia's before I went over there. And I went in and asked Olivia if we could just avoid the whole situation and me and her will go out now and celebrate New Year's together and move on with a new chapter in our lives and starting over.
Okay. So, and did that conversation, you going to her house, that personal conversation take place after the text message we just saw?
Yes.
So what was your hope or what was your purpose in going to Olivia after you already had this conversation before meeting up with Corey?
I was just clinging on the hope. I had spent a long time with Olivia and I really wanted to put everything in the past and just move on with our lives together. We'd been through a lot and looked like things were going to look forward for a possibility of things actually working maybe, but it didn't work out that way.
All right. So you said part of what you told her is you wanted to avoid this situation.
Yes.
And what was her response to you?
She told me she didn't want to go out with me, that she had plans to go out with her friends for New Year's.
Okay. So after she told you she would not go out with you, where did you go?
I went to Corey's.
Corey Heffler's?
Yes, I'm Corey Heffler's.
Pardon me. And sir, did you respond to the address we saw before, 5559 Durth Road?
Yes.
And was Corey Heffler there when you arrived?
Yes, he was.
And to your knowledge, sir, from your interaction with him then and then throughout the night, was 5559 Durth Road his residence?
To my acknowledgement, yes.
Okay. Show you what's already been identified, State Exhibit 2A. Sir, what is this picture 2A? What is that?
That is Corey's home.
Okay, that's 5559 Durth Road.
Yes.
Yes,
So you went to Corey's house. What happened next?
you heard that correctly. He went to the boyfriend for New Year's. They got drinks and went back to, I believe it was the boyfriend's place, and hung out there with some people and just celebrating New Year's with each other. Which and the wifey was not there. The defendant was not there until she was, until she drove by and fired some shots off because she was angry.
Well, as soon as we got there, he came out and he asked me if I wanted to go to the barrel. So we proceeded to go to the barrel from there.
Now, in case the jurors here don't know what that is, what is the barrel?
The barrel is a bar that is in Springboro, Ohio.
Okay, and about how far, if you remember, how far was that location from where Corey lived?
I want to say roughly probably 5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. And who drove from Corey's house to the barrel?
Sorry.
So I drove from Corey's house to the barrel, but afterwards, I'm pretty sure I let Corey drive my car for the rest of the night.
Okay, and what vehicle you operating?
It's very weird. I mean, well, they were both fed up with the woman, the defendant, and realized they were being manipulated. So it's kind of one of those where they realized they were both being played and realized each other wasn't the problem. It was actually the woman. Now, would I want to meet up with the guy who's banging my wife? Not particularly. But hey, teach their own. Her max after the merger would be 29 years, but that is assuming she's convicted on the attempted murder, which is far harder to prove than felonious assault. Oh, cool. So I was right. Okay. Because some of those, gun charges are rough. Mandatory minimum of 12 years if she's convicted on everything but attempted murder. So mandatory minimum of 12. But the attempted murder is harder to prove. Okay.
I'm operating a 2023 Kia K5.
All right. So you went, picked up Corey at his house, and the two of you together went to the barrel.
Yes.
All right. And what were you doing with Corey at the barrel?
So we were just kind of talking about what we've been going through for the last 2 years and just kind of filling each other in on some of the lies that we have been told. Then some of Corey's friends came and met up with us, and we just kind of were drinking and trying to have a good time to celebrate the new year coming in.
Okay. So at some point while you're at the barrel, well, let me back up. Do you remember about what time it is you would have gotten to the barrel?
I'm really rough on all these time frames, so I cannot give you an exact answer.
Okay, that's fine. But it was sometime after you went to Olivia's house, and she would not go out with you.
Yes.
And then you went to Corey's, and then to the barrel.
Yes.
Okay. While you're at the barrel, did you see the defendant?
Yes, I did.
All right. Tell us about that.
So I don't remember if she was there or if she came in there after we were there, but was standing in the corner of the bar away from her. And at that point in time, she actually had sent her friend over to my circle of friends, which at the time was consisting of me, Corey, a boy named Zach Brown, I believe, when we were all standing and talking. And Amy Eckhart approached us, and she asked us if I would leave them boys alone and go back over to Olivia, that Olivia wanted me to go with her.
Okay.
Aww.
And what was your response to that request?
My response was, no, I'm not going over there, and to leave me alone.
Okay. And when this conversation was happening with Amy Eckhart, where was Olivia?
I want to say Olivia was on the other side of the barrel, the left side.
Okay. But she wasn't there with you?
No.
She didn't come over to you?
She didn't come over.
Did you ever speak to Olivia that night at the barrel?
I did not.
Okay. And from your memory, if you can remember, did the defendant leave the barrel first, or did you leave the barrel first?
I couldn't remember, to be honest with you.
Okay. You were drinking alcohol at the barrel?
Yes.
And do you remember what you were drinking?
Yeah, I actually do. Yes, I was drinking Jaeger bombs, Jaeger and Monster, and then just some Michelob beers.
Okay. Okay. So based on your consumption of alcohol at the bar, you chose to have Corey drive your car back to his house.
That's
right.
right. Yes.
And do you remember about what time it was you left?
It was close. It was really close to the ball dropping. I know that because we wanted to go to his house for that, to get off the roads and away from everybody.
Okay. So sometime around midnight is when you left and went back to Corey's house.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know about your ball dropping.
And did you go inside Corey's house?
Yes, I did.
All right. And were you around the house that evening in different areas while you were there?
Absolutely.
And from what you saw from, the kitchen and the family room and all the areas, did it appear that was actually where Corey was living?
Yes, it did.
And if this incident had not happened, where were you planning on spending the night?
I was going to stay the night at Corey's.
Okay. So was it your plan with Corey that everybody would just basically crash there?
Yes.
Now, at some point after you left the barrel, you're at Corey's house. Was the defendant attempting to communicate with you?
Yes.
And in what way?
Well, through Snapchat and messaging, calling, any way she could get in contact with me at this point.
All right. And did you ever actually, you said she called, did you speak with her on the phone?
I don't recall if we spoke or not. I might have picked up one time and maybe told her to leave me alone.
Oh,
I know eventually I ended up blocking her on everything that night.
Okay. So how often was it were you receiving messages from her trying to contact you?
Every time I went down on my phone, I couldn't give you an exact time, but there was quite frequently a lot of them.
Okay. And I don't want you to tell me exactly what she said, but what was the tenor? What was the mood of these communications with you?
To my acknowledgement, it was to get me away from Corey. She wanted me to be with her.
And did it seem like she was upset about that fact?
Yes, it did.
And you mentioned that at some point you blocked her ability to communicate with you. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you remember when that was at all?
Wasn't when we was at the bar, but it was sometime after midnight when we were in the house at Corey's. That's the closest to the time frame I could give.
To your knowledge, was the defendant in any way communicating with Corey?
Yes, I believe that she was communicating with him as well because he was telling me that she was.
Objection, Your Honor, as to anything Corey stated to the witness.
Sustained.
Okay. So once you blocked her, did you block her on every form of communication, or is there?
To my acknowledgement, I believe I had blocked her on every form of communication.
Okay. So did you at some point stop having communication from her?
Yes.
All right. And was this during the time period, the blocking, I'm saying, during the time period that you described, she was texting you upset, wanting you to come be with her?
Yes.
And what was your purpose in blocking her?
I honestly just wanted to be left alone. I needed the time to just kind of have a good night with the people that were around me, and just kind of not try to think about the whole situation.
Okay. Now, did you become aware of where the defendant went after she left the barrel?
I don't know where she went directly after the barrel, but at some point in time when we were at Corey's house, I do know that she had went to my mother's because once the communication ceased between me and her, it turned to my mother calling me to try to get in touch with me for her.
Okay.
Oh, she goes to your mom after cuckolding you, wanting you to get back in contact with you. Oh my God, you poor, poor, poor bastard.
And how many times did your mother communicate with you about Olivia being in her house, Olivia wanting you to be with her?
I'd say at least 5 times.
Now, some of the communications with you that you had with your mother, were they by text message?
Yes.
I'm going to object as to any statements. They're not a party opponent statement as it relates to what's about to be presented. He can testify generally to what it was that he discussed with his mother, but I think as it relates to any of mom's responses, but what is it that you?
I'm just going to show you.
Okay, so far there's not a question.
That's correct. Yeah. So I'm going to show you what's been marked as Exhibit 4B. Don't read this out loud, just read this to yourself, okay?
All right. Yes.
And sir, 4B, is this a screenshot of text messages between yourself and your mother?
Yes.
And from what day?
From the December 31st day into the morning of the new year.
Okay. Can we approach briefly, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
No. I think the bond was a couple $100,000.
So you were receiving these communications from your mother for the defendant.
Yes.
And what were you doing while all this is going on? The communications from Olivia, you blocked her, then communications from your mother. What were you doing at this party?
Well, we were drinking beer and we were just all talking, and eventually we had all come up with the idea for us to get haircuts.
Okay. And who was going to cut your hair?
There was a guy there by the name of Strobe Light.
Okay.
I did not know his real name, and
Okay.
he had offered to cut my hair, and I told him he could.
Okay. So did he cut your hair that night?
He did.
All right. Did he cut other people's hair?
Yes, he did.
So you mentioned that this guy Strobe Light was there.
Yes.
When you were at Corey Heffler's house, who do you remember being there?
The Strobe Light feller, two females I had never seen before, and Jared Pennycamp, I believe is his name.
Okay. Was someone named Daniel Johnson there?
Oh, yes, and Daniel. Yes, Daniel.
Now, did you know Daniel Johnson before December 31st, January 1st, 2024, 2025? Did you know him at all?
Yes, I've actually known him since I was in kindergarten.
So when you got there, you knew who he was, and
Yes.
okay. And did you have a chance to interact with him during this party?
Actually, we did a little bit. We were all just talking and honestly getting along and kind of having a good night.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that the defendant was at your mother-in-law's house.
Yes.
Obviously, you know where your mother lives.
Yes.
You know where 559 Dirt Road is, right?
Yes.
Where Corey's house is. Are you familiar with basically the way you would go, a route you would take to go from your mother's house to that Dirt Road house?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And do you have any idea of how long it would take to drive from your mother's house to that Dirt Road house?
I couldn't give an exact time. I could probably get close. I would say roughly maybe 10 minutes at the max.
Okay. And that's based on your familiarity with the location of both
Yes.
houses and how you would travel.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So at some point you said you're having a good night, talking to people, sort of like cut your hair. Obviously, at some point during the night, something happened.
Yes.
Just explain to the jury what took place.
Well, I just got out of my my chair from getting my hair cut, and at this point, I walk into the fridge to grab another beer. At this point, I hear, "Oh, I've been shot," and I turn around, and Daniel Johnson is crawling in through the front door.
Okay. Now, prior to hearing gunshots, did you know where Daniel Johnson was?
Yes, I did.
And how did you know where he was?
Because when we were all in the close vicinity of each other and we were all interacting with each other enough to know that he had decided to walk out front to smoke.
When you say out front, where are you speaking of?
On Corey's front patio.
Okay. And is it that, you remember the picture we showed earlier?
Yes.
Okay, and there's a front porch there?
Yes.
Is that what you're speaking of?
Yes, it is.
So is it fair to say that Daniel left your presence to go outside and smoke a cigarette on the front porch?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And that was before you heard the gunshot?
Yes, it is.
And then you said you heard Daniel, you heard this noise.
Yes.
What happened next?
It all happened so fast. I heard him yelling. I came in to check on him, and Corey came in as well. Daniel was yelling that he got shot. From there, I believe that our first reaction was to call 911 immediately to get him some help. And in the process of that, when we were getting him his help, when we were on the phone with 911, Corey had took that call for the police. And I had received a phone call from Olivia at this time.
Okay, now let me back up a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second, okay? So Daniel comes into the house, and he's in that little front area in front of the steps?
Yes.
Okay. What did you observe about him when he was in there?
I just know he was yelling and screaming. I could hear that he was in pain.
And did you see him that he had an injury?
I didn't see it at first.
Okay, at some point, did you notice that?
I did notice it after some point that he had a spot in his stomach and he was saying he had been shot. You could visibly see a hole in his stomach.
Okay. Now, you didn't see who shot Daniel.
No.
Prior to the time of that shooting, the time you arrived until the time Daniel was shot, were you kind of basically around everyone that was at the party?
Yes.
All right. And would you have an awareness of who was coming and going in and out of that house?
Yes.
Did the defendant ever enter that house?
No, Olivia was never in the home.
From the time you left the barrel, went to 5559 Dirth Road, until the time of the shooting, did you ever see the defendant?
No.
After you left the barrel?
After I left the barrel, no, I did not.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Corey called 911, and then you received a phone call.
Yes.
If you could estimate, how long do you think it was after the shooting happened that you received this phone call?
No longer than 2 minutes, I'd say.
Okay, and who was the phone call from?
It was from Olivia.
All right, and tell us about the phone call.
She seemed really upset. She had called me and she was telling me that she needed help, that she was hurt.
And did she tell you why she was hurt?
She did not tell me why, but I did respond to her and tell her that I could not help her at the time. Someone where I was at just got shot and I had to get off the phone.
Okay. Now, are you certain that you told her that someone was shot?
I'm 100% certain.
Okay. And what was her response to you telling her that?
It just seemed like she was still crying. Like she wasn't like really like there. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really realize what had happened. So I can't say it's because I know she was in a wreck, but she just seemed distraught, not like herself.
Okay. So when you say not there, you mean she was upset?
Yes.
And sir, from the time of that phone call, have you spoken to the defendant at all since then?
No, I have not.
About your
And one
wedding
second,
vow.
Judge.
Yes.
Okay, real quick. Is the ex-girlfriend and or ex-girlfriend and possibly Sal can fix her the one on trial? Yes. The defendant is on trial. She was married to a man, and the man found out about her boyfriend. And so the husband and the boyfriend were pissed at each other for a little bit. But after a while, they realized she was the problem. So they decided to meet up for drinks at a bar. They become besties. They go back on New Year's Eve to, I believe, the boyfriend's place to drink, have fun, get some haircuts by a guy named Strobe Light. And the defendant is pissed. The husband is the guy testifying is ignoring her calls. So she goes over to her mother-in-law's house, the defendant's mother, or I'm sorry, the husband's mother. She's pissed. She finally says she's leaving, and then supposedly, allegedly, she drives by where the husband and boyfriend are and fires off 8 shots, missing the husband and boyfriend, but shooting a person at the place in the stomach. And then she drives off and crashes her car. Like, and I'm going to skip most of the cop testimony because it's kind of boring and just straightforward what they did or didn't do. But I believe the mother is next.
No further questions, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. Cross-examination.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Howard. My name is Lindsay, and I'm going to have a couple questions here for you based upon your direct examination. So I think you testified that you went to Franklin High School, and that's where you graduated from, correct?
Correct.
How long is it that you've lived in the Franklin area generally?
My entire life.
Entire life. So living in that area your entire life, you're generally familiar with the area in particular, correct?
Correct.
All right. And in terms of that area, isn't it true that there was a road closure around January 1st of last year, that being Trenton Franklin Road?
Yes, Franklin Trenton Road was closed.
Franklin Trenton Road. Thank you for that clarification. And wouldn't that closure have added time to the distance between your mother's residence on Castlebrook and Dirth Road?
I would say that is correct, yes.
Okay. So your guesstimation of 10 minutes is as it stands now with that road closure not being the case any longer, correct?
I would say incorrect.
So it's your estimation that it would take 10 minutes from mother's home to Dirth Road with the Franklin Trenton Road closure.
Yes.
Isn't it true that you told the officer when you were questioned, though, that it would take 10 to 15 minutes to get from mom's home to Dirth Road?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay. And let's see here. Brian, I have a USB. Is it possible to get just his interview here? Is that possible for me to utilize a computer there just to plug it in?
I'll tell you what, I can print out for you.
I would say my laptop does not have a HDMI connection, so.
We don't have a bailiff at the moment.
And I apologize, Judge.
That's fine.
I can go ahead and move on to a different line of questioning until Brandy comes back.
I can actually print it out right now and you can have it.
His interview?
Oh, his stay. I thought
Yeah,
you.
no, his interview. His interview.
Dina said something.
Are you right, Brian?
I'm sorry.
The interview.
Oh.
By chance, yeah, and I will let you probably.
Can you
But I
try?
can't
Yeah,
really.
I got it.
I mean, I'm
If
happy to
if you
do
can't,
it.
then it's not.
No, I'm happy to do it, but I can't control
Yeah.
it.
I understood. They won't let you.
I'm from the South and this is some Southern shit.
I don't know what I'm about to click on. Can we turn this?
And if it, I can always
Thank you.
continue forward if it ends up not being able to work.
Oh, I wonder if her OnlyFans.
Okay, do you know when?
8 minutes and 50 seconds.
Okay.
And I'll.
That's probably not a bad idea, Trent.
I apologize, Sean. I apologize, Brian.
No, you're fine. I'm trying to. There we go. That's a little easier. Get
That's
it?
just a couple seconds in. So are we there? Close?
Kind of.
I don't want to continue my questioning until we're there.
I'm at 8:47.
Okay, awesome. So Mr. Howard, in terms of the questioning by the state, you were asked if your mother had been in contact with you as it relates to Ms. Clendenin leaving the residence, correct?
I'm going to be honest with you. That was a year ago, and I was also a little under the influence at the time. I really don't remember my conversations very well from the police station afterwards.
Okay. So is it your statement that you would not recall how long after you were told Ms. Clendenin left that you heard a gunshot here today?
I would say yes. I do not have fair enough memory to tell you exactly what was said and the time of any of these things.
Okay, but you did make a statement to officers shortly after the shooting, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. If you want to play, it's only maybe.
Well, Judge, hey, this can we approach?
Oh, Jesus.
What I'm asking is as it relates to the amount of time from the shot that, or from when you were made aware that Ms. Clendenin had left the residence to the time that you heard a shot. So I apologize, Brian. It's only a few seconds in there. It starts.
This, you want me to start it?
Yep. 8.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I apologize.
Trying to leave here, like I can't leave over drinking. I'd say 15 minutes after that, we heard like gunshot. So I would really hate to say that it was a little.
So you heard on there that was about 10 to 15 minutes you heard a gunshot, correct?
Yes.
But you did indicate it was about 15 minutes potentially as far as it relates to how long it may have taken from getting from one place to another.
10 to 15, yes.
But it could have been up to 15 minutes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you would agree with me that you were wearing what looks like a Bengals sweater there in this video?
Yes.
And is that the outfit that you were wearing at the time that you spoke with the detective to the best of your recollection?
Yes.
And again, this was shortly after the shooting, you went down to Clear Creek for an interview with the detective, correct?
Yes.
And you were Mirandized after, prior to making that statement, correct?
Yes.
So in terms of what you were shown by the state, you were shown a number of text messages. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I'm handing you now what has been marked as Defense Exhibit B. These are just messages, not where you're starting.
I don't think they had kids,
3
thankfully.
pages there. Go ahead and take a look at those briefly for me, and then I'll take them back from you.
Yep.
All right, so I'll take those back. Do you recognize what I just showed you?
Yes, I do.
They look like messages between yourself and Ms. Clendenin, correct?
Correct.
And the third page is where the state's exhibit started. You'd agree with that?
Yes.
Permission to publish, Your Honor?
Yes.
So I'm gonna move it up a little bit as we go along, but again, you were in the blue, correct?
Yes.
So that starts off, what are you doing? I just woke back up, right?
Yep.
I need my kiss tonight. How do I order my drink?
Aw.
And then it goes down a little bit and there's a, I don't know, it looks like you maybe had screenshotted something off of Instagram.
Yes.
And that deals with wanting to get back together, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's page number 1. Page number 2 here,
What did you want that? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Defendant's Exhibit B.
Okay.
And then it starts again on the second page, a sad face. Just kill me, LOL. I don't like points like this with us. Now I'm sad. Why do you ignore me? Maybe it's
Aw.
time I just forget you. Then we see that there's a statement there by Ms. Clendenin, having to close up work, hate this job. You make me have bad depression. I just want a partner, baby. You agree with all that?
Yes.
Fair and
Aw.
accurate representation, correct?
Yes.
And then here we have on page 3, this is actually where the state's exhibit started, right? Where it's, why is Corey messaging me?
Yes.
And so this, everybody's already seen this here. So you would agree with me that you testified that you tried to continue a relationship with Ms. Clendenin off and on for a number of years, correct?
Yes.
And isn't it true that the night that you decided to go and get a drink with Corey, as the night went on, you began to learn more and more about how significant the relationship Ms. Clendenin had with him was.
That is correct.
You learned that they went on vacations that he paid for together, right?
I did not learn that.
You learned that
They're going on vacations together and the hubby doesn't know. Oh, poor bastard. Aw, hi, Seraph. Hi, Hella.
he was watching yours and Ms. Clendenin's dog.
I did learn that, yes.
That can hurt a little bit, right?
He was watching the husband's dog. He was dog sitting for the husband's dog, the boyfriend. Oh, holy cuckoldry, Batman.
I mean, it can hurt anytime somebody lies to you that you care about.
Of course, and I would agree with that. But it would also hurt that the person that you cared about was sharing parts of your joint life with another person, right?
That is correct.
And you also testified on direct that you did most of the initiating when it came time to seeing Ms. Clendenin, correct?
Yes.
Oh.
And you also noted that throughout time you kept catching her in lies, correct?
That is true.
Catching her with other men, correct?
Right.
Isn't
Oh.
it true that during the course of those couple of years you had 2 other girlfriends, Alyssa and Tori?
That is false.
Did you see other women?
I did see other women, yes. Came in contact.
Okay. Look. Trying to say this guy's some player with a bunch of other girls. I don't think that's going to go over too well with the jury. No offense to this guy.
Okay. You would also agree with me that you testified that your prior conversations with Corey were mostly nasty conversations.
See, there wasn't conversations. It would have been one message.
Okay. And those are messages like, how's it feel your girlfriend keeps coming back to me, right?
Yes.
And you testified also that on December 30th, you were with Ms. Clendenin
I was, yes.
and you went out to Tony's.
Yes.
Tony's is a very nice restaurant, correct?
That's correct.
He actually, if I'm to be correct, although you can correct me if I'm wrong, Tony used to work for Jeff Ruby, right?
I have no idea.
It's a very nice steakhouse like Jeff Ruby's, though,
Yes,
right?
it is, yes.
So it
Jack Ruby? What?
costs some money, right?
Yes, it does.
And you take people that you care about there. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Okay. And that's why you took Ms. Clendenin, right?
Yes.
Well, he also got laid after, so. I mean, at $100 a plate, if he just wanted to get laid, I mean, it's, cost of doing business. Hate to say it.
And so you said that you also went to her home prior to going to Corey's to try and give her one last shot to be together.
Yes.
But she said, no, I'm going out on my own tonight.
Oh, she said she had plans with her friends. But yes, essentially it was no, yes.
I'm not going out with you tonight, right?
Yes, yep.
So you had mentioned that there were a number of other individuals who were present at the home the night of the shooting, correct?
That's true.
So the individuals who were present that night, who were they again?
Daniel Johnson, Jared Pennycamp, that strobe light guy, and 2 females. I have no idea of any possibility of their names.
Okay. And then we have yourself and Corey, right?
Yeah, myself and Corey, yes.
So 7 people. So when officers arrive, you are close to Daniel Johnson?
Yes,
Okay. Corey's close to Daniel Johnson?
yes.
Where's everybody else at?
So at this point in time, one of those girls actually had a warrant. I believe Jared was still there with Daniel, but I believe one of the girls actually had communicated to Corey that she was scared that she was going to go to jail because she had a warrant. So he actually had instructed her to go into the basement before the police had arrived.
Okay. And so at least one of the females was in the basement. Do you recall whether or not anybody else was up there at the front with you when officers arrived?
To my acknowledgement, it was me and Corey that did all the talking. I really don't remember Jared being there, to be honest. I mean, I've just been taking care of Daniel and the other 3, like the strobe light guy and the 2 females. I believe they all went to the basement.
Okay. Now, you had been with Corey since getting back to his house from the barrel, right?
Correct.
So you never left Corey's home?
No.
Isn't it true that there were other people there at the home that had been asked to leave earlier in the night?
I'm not sure about that. I do know that prior in the night, we had a visitor of Zach Brown for a little bit and his girlfriend.
Okay, so at least 2 people were there earlier in the night and they left.
Yes,
Were they asked to leave or were they just left voluntarily?
they just left voluntarily.
There was not another group of individuals, a Timothy, that was there at some point in time that was asked to leave?
I have no knowledge of Timothy.
Was there anyone else who had been there throughout the evening that was not there at the time of the shooting, other than Zach Brown and his girlfriend?
Yes.
Who else was there?
Jay Schuler had came by for a couple of minutes.
Okay. So there were at least 3 people who were there throughout the night that were not there at the time of the shooting?
Correct.
Okay. And did those individuals all drive themselves, to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, they did.
And so at the time of the shooting itself, you had driven to Corey's home in your vehicle, or Corey had, correct?
Correct.
And then how is it that do you know how everybody else got there to the residence?
So I believe that Jared had arrived and Daniel to meet up with us. And I believe that Daniel possibly rode alone. I believe that Jared showed up with the strobe light guy and the 2 females, though.
Okay. And you mentioned strobe light. You keep calling him by a street name rather than say his government name,
I
right?
don't know his government name, to be correct.
Perfect. Perfectly fine. So is it fair to say that strobe light had not been around your social circle in the past?
That is absolutely fair to say.
Okay. And that's probably why you don't know his government name, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And you said the 2 females, and we've not been able to give them names
I
at
have
all.
no idea who they were either.
I do wonder, just put the entire description of the whole party and everything that happened and just try to make like an AI video of the whole night.
I don't even know a nickname for them.
Also not people who were in your social circle.
Correct.
You would agree with me that Ms. Clendenin certainly was part of your social circle.
Yes, I would.
Okay. And in terms of the interaction with strobe light and the other girls, you'd agree with me that Ms. Clendenin was not present there with them because you testified she wasn't there that night.
Correct.
Okay. Now, you said that you tried reaching out to Ms. Clendenin after the shooting, correct?
I did not say that.
She tried reaching out to you?
No, we have had no contact with one another after the shooting.
Immediately after the shooting, there was a short
He
conversation.
did call me, yes, immediately the night of the shooting, yes.
Okay. And you said that you had blocked her on everything, though. How is it that she was able to reach out to you?
So that is where I would say I might have left a couple of the points of contact open. But to my acknowledgement, the main point of contact that I had blocked was through Snapchat.
Okay. So you said you blocked her through Snapchat?
Through Snapchat and Facebook too, I believe.
Okay. And at the end of the day, you said that Ms. Clendenin ultimately was able to get in touch with you and she sounded distraught and not like herself.
Yes. I will say I think I might have possibly unblocked her number. I think it was blocked and I unblocked it at some point in the night after the communications had stopped for a little bit. It was actually quite common for me and Olivia to block one of another and then blow some steam off and get back in touch with one another.
Okay. And you would agree with me that you and Ms. Clendenin had conversations throughout the evening, correct?
Correct.
And that kind of frustrated you a little bit more towards the end, and that's part of why you blocked her and wanted to just have a nice time with everybody at the house, right?
I wouldn't say her conversations are what frustrated me. I think I was just more hurt and I didn't want to talk to her. I think I was a little heartbroken over finding out how serious things were with her and the other boy.
And that's especially so since you guys had just been out to a nice romantic dinner the night before, correct?
Correct.
And you would also agree with me that in terms of those conversations, at no point would you say that there were any, let me rephrase, would you say that those conversations had any threatening tone to them as it relates to harming others?
No.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, redirect.
And I'll leave these up here if you need them.
Can I just have 60 seconds to read this email from you?
Sure.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Yep.
I didn't know if you needed to ask
No,
any questions.
no.
Brady, so I don't end up losing these. Should I hand these here to you? These are defense exhibit
You
B.
just send this to Sean.
Yes.
No, I was a little disappointed. Cross was kind of easy.
So the last thing you were asked is whether the tone of any of these text messages were threatening. And you said they were not.
Yes.
Would you agree that the tone of the text messages as they went through the night, the calls, messages, whatever it was, that they were desperate?
Yes,
And did that desperation that you described, did that grow throughout the evening as you were refusing to contact or be with Olivia?
yes,
Now, defense counsel showed you some text messages where you talk about you want to be with Olivia, you're depressed the way things are going, you don't like when things are that way between the two of you.
yes.
Is that a representation of what you've already described to the jury about how your relationship would go?
Prior to 2022, no. There was lots of good times in those years, which is why I held on to him for so long. But all good things come to an end. And for the last
Aw.
2 years moving up to the incident, that was exactly how the relationship went the entire time.
So obviously, is it fair to say that you were really trying to hang on to this relationship with the defendant?
That's fair, yes.
And is it fair to say also that she would choose to dip in and dip out of a relationship with you whenever she wanted to?
That is correct.
And before January 1st, or before December 31st, 2025, or for, excuse me, in January 1st, 2025, had you ever denied Olivia the opportunity to be with you when she chose to dip back into that relationship?
No, I
So
gave
it's
in.
fair to say that on December 31st, 2025, or 24, into the next day, that's the first time in the entire time you've been with her when you denied her the opportunity to be with you when she wanted to be.
Correct, yes.
And then her response in these messages was to become desperate and then more desperate as time went on.
Correct.
Now, counsel showed you a portion of your statement to the police. When you're talking to the police, you told them that you believe there is a gap between the last communication you had with your mother of 10 to 15 minutes until you heard the gunshots.
Yes,
Is that right?
that is correct.
And you said you think it takes about 10 minutes to get from your mother's house to Dirt Road.
Yes, but I will say I'm not for sure on these times given.
I understand, but that's your
To
testimony.
my acknowledgement, I would say about 10 minutes.
Okay. So I showed you statements the 4B earlier, which I think you told me this is communications between you and your mother about the defendant on January 1st of 2025.
Correct.
And am I correct that, again, like the last message we saw, this screenshot of your text messages has times on there,
That's correct, yes.
times designated when these things were sent and received. Is that right?
That's correct.
Did you receive a text message from your mother telling you when the defendant was leaving?
Yes, I did.
What's the time of that message?
It says 4:41 a.m. She's leaving.
Okay. And if this is 4:41 a.m. and the dispatch to the police was 5:01 a.m., that's more than 10 to 15 minutes gap in time. Is that right?
That is correct.
Now, what vehicles would Olivia drive?
Well, prior to the night, I only knew of the Jeep. That was her mother's. But at some point in time in the night, she came out and decided to tell me she had a red Camaro.
Okay. But before December 31st of 2024 into January 1st, 25, your understanding was that she operated a Jeep that belonged to her mother.
Yes.
Okay. You chose to mark the state's exhibit number 5A. Just let me show you that first. Okay. And what is that picture of?
That is her mother's vehicle.
And is that picture a fair and accurate depiction of the Jeep owned by the defendant's mother that you knew her to operate?
Yes.
That's all the questions I have.
Recross.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sir, please don't discuss your testimony with anyone until the trial is over.
Okay.
You're excused. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
What's the anticipated length of the next witness's testimony?
Judge, probably 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Anyone need a break? Okay, we'll keep going. I have a 10:30.
All right. If it goes a little longer, I apologize. I don't think it will.
It's okay. I'm just trying to get a general.
No, I understand. I understand.
Are you still at court right now?
All right, so we call Deputy Kendall Sanders.
She can't have any contact with Zach, but they are still technically married. So I wonder if she could. I mean, I don't think their marriage bonds are too strong at the moment, but I can.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm sorry, Judge. Trying to share all my information here. Get mixed up.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to skip these officers. I don't think there was too much. And then we're going to get to his mother. There's Mama Bear.
Yeah. Oh, you always said.
Okay. Let me put my thing over here.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I swear.
You may be seated. And there's
Thank
some
you.
water for here. Right here for you, too.
Thank you.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
I'm right here.
Oh, sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. I assume you haven't had to do this before.
No, I have not.
Okay. So, ma'am, if you would, tell us your name.
Kimberly Coffey.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Look at Olive there.
So, ma'am,
I don't know,
if you would, tell us your name.
I'm pretty sure homegirl is smiling affectionately at mother-in-law. I hate this plugin. Yes, that's a smile on her face. That is a smile. Oh, Mama Bear-in-law. Oh, that is so cute. It's been so long since she saw Mama-in-law. Oh, well, yeah. That's good. It's nice to see those two crazy kids are still close.
Kimberly Coffey.
And Miss Coffey, do you know Zach Howard?
He is my son.
All right. And do you know Olivia Clendenin?
She is my estranged daughter-in-law.
Okay.
Aww.
Now, Miss Clendenin, do you see her in the courtroom today?
She is right there, that beautiful girl.
Oh
Ask her
my
to reflect
God, she still loves her. She still loves her. Yeah, my daughter-in-law tried to kill my son, but she's still beautiful. She's a good person deep down. Estranged. I mean, good Lord, woman. My mom is really nice. I don't think she'd take your side if you tried to kill me. Maybe my dad would. Not my mom.
She's identified the defendant, Miss Clendenin.
No objection.
Okay.
And how long have you known Miss Clendenin?
I'd say about 12 years.
All right. And did your relationship with her begin when your son began to date her?
Yes.
Okay.
They were in high school.
Okay. At some point after high school, did they get married?
Yes, secretly.
Okay. And do you remember what?
God, he eloped. Of course he eloped. Oh, he probably told her she was trying to kill the side dude. Oh, God. Oh, this is day 2, Christine, and hi.
Year that was by any chance? It's okay if you don't.
2016 maybe,
Okay.
or 2018. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
She looks like from the front, she looks like she'd make a good mobster. Like in a Sopranos or like a mobster movie.
During the marriage with Zach and Olivia, did they live together for a time?
Yes.
Two birds on a wire. Welcome. Good to see you. I started yesterday. Real quick overview for anyone who's new. It was New Year's Eve. The defendant's husband and boyfriend found out about each other, and she had been playing both of them. They were pissed at each other for a while, but decided to squash that beef and meet up for drinks. They bonded over what a horrible person the defendant was and became besties. So the husband and the boyfriend decide to hang out on New Year's Eve at a party at, I believe, the boyfriend's house. And the defendant is pissed that she's losing both of them. So she is drunk, allegedly, and basically fires 8 shots at the house, missing both the husband and boyfriend, shooting an innocent person at the house in the stomach. He does survive. She drives off and crashes. And then they go and find the person who shot him.
They lived together prior to the marriage and after the marriage.
Okay. But at some point, did your son Zach no longer live with Miss Clendenin?
Yes.
And once he no longer lived with Miss Clendenin, where did he live?
He lived by himself on Route 123, and then he moved in with me when she left.
Okay.
Aw.
So at some point after they separated, he came and lived with you.
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Now, once
Hey, is your mom now?
the defendant and your son separated, did you have contact with the defendant? After they separated, you maintained contact with her?
No.
How'd your relationship been before, between you and the defendant? How was it before they split up?
Good.
All right. But after they split up, you no longer had contact with her?
No.
All right. At any point between, so if they split up in 2023, or excuse me, 2022, and this event took place New Year's Day 2025.
Yes.
At some point along the way, did you begin to have contact with her again?
When she would come see Zach at the house, we would say hi.
Okay. But nothing more than that?
No.
All right. And how often do you think, if you remember, how often would it be that Olivia would come by after they separated, that the defendant would come by and see Zach?
3 times a year.
Okay. Every now and again?
Yes.
All right. So, did you have contact with the defendant on New Year's Eve on December 31st of 2024?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, initially, how did you have any contact with her on New Year's Eve?
She called me on the telephone and asked me if she could come over to my house and wait on Zach to get home. And I told her she could.
Okay. Did you think that was unusual for her to call you and ask that, or was that seemed normal?
Well, I thought Zach had told her to. So I pretty much do what Zach says.
Okay. So you were okay with her coming over?
Yes.
And do you remember what time she came to your house?
Around 1:15 to 1:30 in the morning.
Okay, so now we're into January 1st of 2025.
Yes, now it's New Year's Day. Well, it's nighttime still.
Right, but it's early morning hours.
Yes.
I think you said around 1:30?
Yeah, around 1:30, a little before.
All right.
Because I think she called at 1 a.m.
Now, when she came to your house, did you happen to see what type of vehicle she was operating?
No, I did not.
Okay. And as of January 1st, 2025, I think you said that you were living at your residence, your son Zach was living at your residence. Who else lived there?
My fiance, Dan Henson.
Okay. And then when you said Olivia arrived about 1:30. Was, other than yourself, was anyone else home when she arrived?
No, Zach was with Corey.
Okay. And what about your fiance? Was he there?
Yes,
Okay. Did he have contact with the defendant, or was it just the two of you?
just the two of us.
Okay. So where was your fiance during the time that the defendant was at your house?
He was in bed.
He had already gone on to bed.
Yes.
Now, when the defendant arrived at your house, how would you describe her mood?
She had been drinking
Mm-hmm.
and she was a little she was upset.
Okay. And did she tell you why she was upset?
Zach would not return her calls and had blocked her on social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat.
Okay. And she told you that's why she was upset.
Yes.
Now, at any point, once she arrived at your house, did she attempt to contact Zach in your presence while she was
Yes.
there? And how many times did she do that?
At least 100.
Okay. And in what way was she trying to contact Zach?
She was calling him and texting him. And then she asked me to call and text for her.
Okay. And how would you describe, you said she obviously did this a number of times. How would you describe her behavior when she was trying to get a hold of your son?
She became madder and madder,
About what?
not being able to reach him.
Okay.
Because she even asked me to call him for her and for me to tell Zach that she didn't want to be with Corey, that he was a loser. She only wanted to be with Zach. And she wanted to make sure he knew that. That's
Okay.
why she wanted to get a hold of him so bad.
Okay. And during the time that she was there, in addition to her trying to contact Zach, what were the two of you doing?
Talking.
And were you talking about primarily Zach?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else that you remember?
No, it's been a long time. I can't remember our conversation, but it mainly revolved around her wanting to get back with Zach.
All right. All right. Now, in all these times that you saw the defendant attempting to contact Zach, was she ever successful? Did you ever speak to him at all in your presence?
I spoke to Zach, yes.
Not you. Did Olivia ever speak to Zach while she was at your house, to your knowledge?
I think she found one social media site that he had not blocked her on, and she left him a message.
Okay. But to your knowledge, they never actually had a conversation in your presence?
Not that I'm aware of.
Now, how long was the defendant at your house, if you remember?
Till about 4:45 in the morning.
Okay.
So 1:30 to 4:45 is like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay. Now, you mentioned that you were, that she had asked you to text Zach
Yes.
for her. Did you do that?
Yes, and he said, will you please tell her to quit?
Well, I understand,
Bothering
but I'm
me.
just asking, did you do that?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And let me show you what's been marked as state specific 4B. Just take a look at this form, okay?
Okay.
Don't read out loud, just take a look. All right? Now, is that a text conversation? Is that what that is?
Yes, it is.
And are you familiar with that conversation?
Yes, I am.
And this conversation between whom?
Zachary and myself.
Okay. Is this when you were contacting Zach on behalf of the defendant?
Yes, it was.
And at some point, did you relay to Zach that the defendant was leaving your home?
Yes, I did.
And from your memory, when you texted, I think you texted, she's leaving. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And from your memory, when you texted that, was she still in the house or had she already left?
She was still in the house.
Okay. Was she in the process of leaving?
Yes, she was.
And how long after this text was sent do you think was it that she left?
Within 5 minutes.
Okay. And I believe this text was sent at 4:41, is that right?
It says so on the paper.
Okay. And then you said she had gone by, from your memory, at least by 4:45.
Yes.
Okay. Now, was there ever a time where the defendant walked outside of your house after she had arrived there?
Yes, she walked to her car
On how many occasions did she do that?
2 times.
All right. And then did she ever go anywhere inside your home that was outside your presence?
To the bathroom several times.
All right. Now, when you're in your house and you're speaking with Olivia, where were the two of you generally?
In my living room.
And where is that living room in relationship to where the bathroom is that you're describing?
It's down the hall to the left.
Now, is this where you live? Is that where you were living on January 1st? Is that a ranch house?
Yes.
One-story house?
It's got a finished basement, but it's a ranch with 2 bathrooms and 2 living rooms.
Okay. So you're in when she goes to the bathroom, you're in, excuse me, the living room, and she will leave your presence to go down to where the bathroom is.
Yes.
Now, at any time on January 1st of 2025, when the defendant was at your home, did you see her in possession of a firearm?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And when was that?
It was in her car
Now, so how would you know it was in her car?
because we went out to her car together and I saw it in her car and I tried to take it from her.
Okay. Okay. And you said, so you went out to her car. Do you remember what kind of car it was?
No, I can't remember the car,
Okay.
but it was an SUV.
It was an SUV. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And let me ask you this. When you said that the defendant left your house around 4:45,
Yes.
how would you describe her mood when she left your house?
Angry.
Right? Was she, from what you could see from your observation, was she more or less angry than when she arrived at your house?
More angry.
And did you have an understanding why she was more angry when she left your house?
She could not reach Zach.
All right. Did she tell you where she was going when she left your house?
Home.
She said she was going home?
Yes.
Okay. Did you leave with her when she left?
No, I did not.
Okay. Did you stay home?
Yes.
And did you see the defendant again anytime on January 1st after she left your house?
No, I did not.
Okay. Now, do you remember whether or not you slept in your bedroom that night?
I slept on the couch.
All right. And where is your bedroom?
It's next to the bathroom.
So it's back down the same hallway next to the bathroom. Is that the bathroom you're speaking about?
Yes.
Olivia going to? Okay. Now, do you or your fiance own any firearms?
He does.
And do you know what type of firearms he has?
A rifle and a couple of 911s or
Let me ask you this. To your knowledge, on January 1st of 2025, did your fiance own a .40 caliber handgun?
no, he did not.
Okay.
Something 9mm.
Okay, 9mm?
9mm.
Now,
Oh, no worries.
so you said you slept on the couch.
I'm a couch sleeper.
Okay, that's
I'm
fine.
a couch
You slept on
sleeper.
the couch, you woke up the next morning, and at some point, did you go back to your bedroom?
Yes, to change clothes.
And when you went back to the bedroom, did you notice anything unusual?
Yes, I stepped on something and I looked down and it was a bullet.
Okay.
A bullet.
Let me open
I
this real
love her.
quick.
This lady is great.
And once you stepped on this bullet, what did you do?
Called the detective.
Did you pick it up or you just called the detective?
No, what happened initially was I asked my fiance, is this your bullet? He said, no, I don't have a gun that carries that bullet.
Um,
Bullet.
Objection as to what was stated by the fiance.
yeah, I'll sustain that. Jury, just ignore the answer, that answer.
Okay. You can't tell us what other people told you.
Oh,
Okay, you're fine.
Oh,
But you said you stepped on the bullet and you got the bullet and then you said you called the detective.
yes,
Where did you put the bullet after you picked it up off the floor?
on the table.
All right. And did it stay on the table until at some point
Yes.
the detective got it?
Yes,
So I'm sure what's marked as State's Exhibit number 13. And ma'am, does it appear that State's 13, is that the bullet you stepped on?
yes.
risky to have one of those on the jury.
And then ultimately you gave the bullet to Detective Barton here,
Yes,
is that right? And when you gave the bullet to Detective Barton, was it in the same condition as when you found it after you stepped on it?
yes.
Okay. Judge, I have no further questions.
Cross-exam.
Thank you. You went on about that, yeah. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, Ms. Coffey. My name is Lindsay. I'm going to have a couple questions for you, okay?
Good afternoon.
So in terms of being here today, you're familiar with Ms. Clendenin, correct?
Yes, I am.
And you mentioned that she is your estranged daughter-in-law,
That
correct?
is correct.
You also mentioned that on New Year's Eve of 2024, going into 2025, that you spent approximately 2.5, 3 hours with Ms. Clendenin. Is that correct?
Yes,
And you, in your written statement, and I believe close to what you've testified here today, indicated that she arrived right around or a little before 1:30 in the morning, correct?
that is correct.
Okay. And you also mentioned, both here today as well as your written statement to the officers, that Libby Clendenin had contacted you to come over, right?
That is correct.
You did not reach out to her for her to come over, right?
No, I did not.
Okay. And so you also mentioned that you noticed that she had been drinking.
That is very correct.
You also wrote that down in your written statement to the officer as well, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you also wrote down in your written statement that she stayed until about 5 a.m., correct?
yes,
Okay. And your written statement was done, I believe, on January the 8th. Does that sound correct to you?
I guess, yes.
If you were to be shown a copy of your written statement with the date on it, would that refresh your recollection?
Yes, it would.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
And I just want you to take a look at this. You don't have to say anything. When you're finished, just let me know.
Do you want me to read it?
Nope, I just want you to look at it real quick and familiarize yourself with that.
Okay, yes.
And did you have the opportunity to see the date there?
Yes, and it said January 8th.
All right, thank you. So that was shortly after New Year's Day, correct?
Correct.
All right. So in terms of your testimony here today, we're over a year out from the date that you actually even wrote this statement, correct?
Yes,
All right. And you would say that writing something January 8th of 2025, 7, 8 days after you had contact with Ms. Clendenin, it was freshest in your memory on that day versus today.
that is correct.
So you also mentioned in your written statement that she was obsessed with getting in touch with Zach, and that's what you testified to here today, correct?
Yes,
All right. And that she was kind of getting more agitated as the night went on.
correct.
Okay. You also mentioned that she made several trips to and from vehicle and bathroom, correct?
Yes,
At no point you saw her go into your bedroom though, correct?
no,
All right. And you would also agree with me that in your written statement, you wrote that she was blocked by your son on the phone because she kept calling, right?
Yes,
And she was Snapchatting him, correct?
correct.
And you've testified to that all here today.
Yes,
And that you were wanting her to go to bed,
yes,
okay, and she wouldn't. And she said, it's almost 5, I'm gonna go home. That's what she had told you.
correct.
All right. So then on Thursday, the 2nd of January of 2025, you testified that you went into your bedroom and stepped on something, correct?
Correct,
And that's what you've testified to here today, correct?
correct,
All right. And that when you looked down, you realized that it was a bullet, correct?
correct.
And in terms of your statement, you also gave that bullet to the detective, correct?
Correct,
And you also testified here today, and your written statement notes that the longer Livy stayed at my house, the angrier she became, correct?
correct.
You'd agree with me that all of the questions I've asked you up to this point, not once have you mentioned that there was a gun in Ms. Clendenin's possession, correct?
Correct,
So
Ooh.
your statement that you wrote on January 8th makes no reference to a firearm, correct? And it's your testimony here today that you saw Ms. Clendenin with a firearm.
correct.
But you knew that this involved a firearm, correct? Because you noted that a bullet was found, correct?
Yes,
But you didn't think it was important to tell the detective or any of the officers involved prior to today's hearing that there was a firearm in Ms. Clendenin's possession?
I didn't want to get her in more trouble.
You didn't share it with anybody until here on the stand today.
I didn't want to get her in more trouble, and I didn't want to perjure myself by not saying that she was in possession of a gun.
You hadn't disclosed that there was a gun, so you wouldn't have been perjuring yourself, correct?
But I would have today under oath.
Okay. Really don't know what to make of that, but all right, it's weird. Yeah.
You also testified here today under oath that you do what Zach says, correct?
Most of the time,
Most
Now, you were
time-
also asked about State's Exhibit 4B. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here for the jury to take a quick look at here. And if you'll direct your attention here to the screen, you refer to Ms. Clendenin multiple times in this message as Livy, correct?
yes,
Aw.
And you'd also agree with me that in your written statement to law enforcement, you refer to Ms. Clendenin as Livy, correct?
yes,
And isn't it true that those who know Olivia refer to her as Liv or Livy?
yes.
I don't believe I have anything further, Your Honor.
Redirect. You okay, man?
Hey.
You need a second?
No, it's just hard because I love Libby.
Aw. Oh, she loves Livy. She loves her son's cheating whore wife. Aw.
Do you need a second, or you ready for me to ask you
I'm
more?
okay,
Okay.
Aw.
I just have a couple more questions, okay?
okay.
So we talked about you found the bullet and you stepped on the bullet, right?
Yes,
And I neglected to ask you, I meant to, but where exactly in your bedroom was this bullet?
right in the entrance way,
Okay, so if I
about a foot in.
about a foot in the doorway, basically,
Yes.
right? So if I'm standing here, I'm in the doorway of your bedroom, and about a foot in is where the bullet is. Where is that bathroom that Libby went to? Where is that in relationship to where I'm standing?
3 feet away.
Is it just right next to the?
Yes, just right catty corner.
Okay. Judge, I believe all the questions I have. Thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay, ma'am. please don't discuss your testimony with anyone until the trial is over.
Okay,
You're excused. Thank you.
thank you.
Do you need help getting down?
I think I can make it. I just had hip surgery.
Well,
Pam, do you need help?
she's gonna have.
Is she okay?
Peeler's like, please don't break a hip. Please don't break a hip. Please don't break a hip.
Thank you.
I didn't miss anything with the cops, right? Hey, cat.
And say we call Officer Kimberly Robinson.
Okay. So looks like we have a cat or a cat raid. Thank you, cat. Hope you're doing well. We are currently watching the Olivia Clendenin attempted murder trial out of Warren County, Ohio. For everyone just joining us, it's the defendant's husband and the defendant's boyfriend were being played against each other. She was manipulating both of them, and they eventually figured it out, began texting each other, and decided to meet up for drinks. Well, surprisingly, the husband and boyfriend of the defendant, became besties. Okay. So they were meeting up, spending New Year's Eve together at the boyfriend's house, and had some few people over drinking, stuff like that. A guy named Strobe Light was giving haircuts out to all the guys there as a typical Ohio New Year's Eve celebration. Well, Olivia's pissed that her boyfriend and her hubby are not returning her calls and hanging out together. So allegedly she drives by, fires 8 shots on the property, misses hubby and the boyfriend entirely, but hits an innocent guy that was at the party in the stomach. He almost dies, but he survived. And now she's on trial. So yeah, yesterday we streamed the victim, and this morning we did the husband. The husband's testimony is amazing. And then we just finished with the husband's mother. So I'm going to skip forward over some of the cops. This is pretty tedious. And then I think we got ooh. Ah. Let's start with her. Right. There we go.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give in this case to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. You may be seated.
Hey, Helen.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, ma'am. If you would please tell us your name.
Misty Johnson.
Okay, now do me a favor.
Okay.
What's in front of you does not amplify your voice.
Okay.
Okay. She has to take down what you're saying, and I want to make sure all the jurors have a chance to hear what you have to say. Okay. So
Okay.
make sure you keep your voice up for me.
Okay.
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 All right. So tell me your name again.
Misty Johnson.
All right. And you know Daniel Johnson.
He's my son.
All right. How many kids do you have, man?
Just Daniel.
And are you married?
Yes.
And how long have you been married, ma'am?
33 years.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
I am.
Where do you work, ma'am?
Express Delivery Services here in Lebanon.
Oh, okay. CJ was right. Looks like you looked it up on Pacer. Her family got wealth from money laundering. Her dad pled guilty to federal money laundering charges and is set to be sentenced in March per Fed court docs. Ah, oh, wow. That is amazing. I was going to say, because it seemed like they had a ton of money, but it really wasn't really sure where it could have come from legitimately. Boy, mama or papa and daughter are going to jail, going to the clink. Both self-employed. Yeah.
And how long have you worked there?
11 years.
All right. Now, I want to start to talk to you about January the 1st of 2025. Okay. Prior to midnight, so we're on New Year's Eve. Do you remember what you were doing that evening?
Yes, I was at home.
And who are you with?
My husband.
And were you just relaxing, hanging
Yes.
out, whatever?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have any idea? I know Daniel is 29 or 30?
30 now.
30 now, okay. So obviously he's an adult.
Yes.
You don't necessarily keep track of him all the time, but do you have an idea what he was doing on New Year's Eve?
Yes.
Okay. What was your understanding of what he was doing?
My understanding was that him and his girlfriend, I think were at her family's doing something or another.
Okay. And did you ever have an awareness of where he went after he left being with his girlfriend?
Yes.
Okay. How did you know where he went?
He called me, and I don't remember what time it was, but he called me, late in the evening, and said that he was going to
I'm gonna
go.
object as to what Mr. Johnson said.
That's okay.
Okay.
You
He told me where
generally
he was
can't.
going.
Yeah, you generally can't tell us what
Okay.
someone said, but he told you where he was going.
Yes.
Okay. Now, at some point, ma'am, on January the 1st of 2025, did you learn that something had happened to Dane?
I did.
Okay. If you would just explain to us who contacted you and initially what did you learn?
So the phone started ringing. I kept getting a phone call. It was early in the morning. I looked and it said medical or something. So I thought it was a bill collector. I just kept ignoring it. The third time I was like, who is calling me this early? And I picked up the phone and it was the surgeon at Atrium. And she said, can't remember her name now, but she said, this is so-and-so surgeon at the Atrium. Your son has been shot. And I was like, what? And I just immediately threw the covers back and jumped up. And she said, it's very serious and you might be able to make it before he might go in. I have to take him into surgery. You may be able to make it before I have to take him, but it's very serious and you need to get here as quick as possible.
Okay. So you get that information. What did you do, ma'am?
I asked her if I could speak with him, if there was any way I could speak with him as I'm getting dressed. And she said, let me see what I can do. And she got him on the phone and I'm getting dressed the whole time. And I just said, I love you and I'm on my way.
It's okay. Take your time.
It's weird. Like 99% of things don't bother me. Like I can make fun of anything. I have no sympathy whatsoever. I've seen all kinds of people get shot and I'm just, okay, whatever. For some reason, this guy getting shot just really I feel bad for him. Like it really affects me. I don't know why. Maybe I am human after all. Oh,
And he said that he loved me and that
jeez.
I can't remember exactly what he said. And I hung up the phone and I picked up the phone again and called my mom. I told my husband, you have 2 minutes. I'm leaving in 2 minutes. Because he's very.
Maybe it's just because like he did nothing wrong. He was just there outside. Well, he was smoking, so he did something wrong. I'm kidding. But yeah, it's just, I guess, like there was like nothing he could have done differently. He didn't do anything wrong. He was just outside his house and some nut job starts firing at him.
He's disabled, so he's a little slow. And I said, you have 2 minutes or I'm leaving you. So get up. And I called my mom and I said, Daniel's been shot. He's at the atrium. And she's like, little or big? And I said, little. And I said, I'm leaving. And I hung up the phone. And I'm getting dressed the whole time. And I don't know how my husband made it, the poor man, to the car, but he did. And we got from my house to the atrium, I think, in 6 minutes, which I live here in Lebanon. And I was able to see Daniel before he went into surgery. Thank the Lord.
And so you say you were able to see him before he went into surgery. If you would describe for the jury what you observed, what was his condition like when you first arrived at the hospital?
Oh, real quick. The plea agreement for our dad says the government won't recommend more than 1 year in prison, but they're seizing all his assets but his house, to include $162,000 in loose currency, 3 bank accounts, and 6 cars. Well, there goes any chance of the victim getting any restitution money.
He was in a lot of pain. He was on a hospital bed in the emergency room. They had cut all his clothes off of him. And he was just kind of like, kind of rolling back and forth. He had the hole in his stomach and it looked like, I thought it was a point blank range because it was burned. All of the skin was burned all the way around where the hole had went in. You could tell he was out of it because he was just kind of rolling around and moaning and groaning in pain. And I just said, what happened? And he tried to tell me what happened. And I just told him, she said, I've got to get him into surgery. And then my husband asked him where he was. And I remembered where he told me he was going. So I told him, I know it's on Dearth Road. And then Daniel told him that it was at Corey's house. And so my husband just took off. He just left. He said, I'm going to go figure it out. And he left. And I walked Daniel out as they were taking him to surgery and told him I loved him and I'd be there. And they took him as quick as I got there.
Okay. And do you remember how long he was in surgery?
It was a long time. It was a very long time. I remember when the surgeon, she came out. I don't remember how long it was, but it was a long time because people started coming. My pastor showed up. A lot of people showed up. And then I know the surgeon came out and she said that she had never seen anything in all her years of doing it, that she had never seen anything that bad.
Object as to the specific statement.
So I know it was a very long time.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
It's not being asserted to prove the truth of the matter. I'll overrule the objection.
Thank you, Judge. Go ahead, man.
She just stated that she had never seen anything in all her years as a surgeon as bad as it was. And that's why it had taken so long. We weren't sure he was going to make it, but that he was in she had moved him to the ER.
I know. Yeah, I don't think that probably should have been allowed, quite frankly. I think that was a little prejudicial. But I do know when he was describing his injury, like the bullet went into him, hit his rib, and fractured. And if I recall, he has like a piece of a bullet in his kidney, and I think even his pancreas too. They're in pretty good spots, but they can't be removed easily. So they're just in his body. It was only one bullet, thank God, but it was just an awful place, and the damage of it just, yeah, I'm not sure why Mama Bear's testifying. Unless they really want to go for the emotional angle.
And then it was, still touch and go at that point. He was on life support initially.
You said she moved him to the ER. Do you mean?
Or to the ICU.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Okay.
to the ICU. Yeah.
All right. So you said he was on life support initially.
Yes.
And he was not conscious.
Right.
And how long was he in that condition, ma'am?
He was in that condition, I think, for the first several hours after surgery. I don't remember how long it was. It's kind of a blur. I remember when they took him, I don't remember how long it was. It may have been the first 24 hours. I don't remember if it was 24 hours or 12. But I remember they took him off of life support, or at least took the breathing tube out, and they wouldn't let anybody go back because they didn't know what happened because it was like secure. So the only people that could go back were me or his father, because it was like, nobody could come see him or anything. Like his grandma couldn't go back, or it was just me or his dad because of the incident that had happened.
To the nature
It
of
was like a secret. Yeah, I guess that, I don't
Interesting. So they put him under security, basically, so nobody could see him. I guess because they didn't know what happened to him. So, I mean, that's kind of impressed with Ohio police there. I mean, that's smart.
know what you call it, but nobody could see him.
Okay.
And I remember he would, kind of wake up and shudder and kind of look around like he didn't know what was going on. And I would sit in there and I'd say, it's okay. You're okay. I'm right here. And then he would just kind of look at me and then he would shut his eyes and go back to sleep. And that went on for at least 2 days.
So he was not fully conscious for 2 days?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, you're aware he was shot in the abdomen.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? And once he began to regain consciousness, was he expressing that he was in pain?
Yeah.
My guess why they called her is because when he testified, he really wasn't able to go in depth into what happened after the shooting much, like the healing process or the surgery and all that. But his mother was there the whole time. And she's able to relay the brutal details. I will say the one thing this prosecutor has been really good at on direct is eliciting the horror of what the victim went through and just really describing it very vividly to the jury. And he's doing it again here.
Yes.
And was that a continuous issue?
Yes.
How long was he in the hospital?
He was in the hospital probably a good 10 to at least 10 days.
Okay. And if you would just describe for us, summarize the best of your ability, from your observation, your interaction with him, what was his condition like while he was in the hospital?
It was very difficult. I was with him the entire time. I stayed 24/7. It was very hard. He had a tube in his nose. He couldn't eat. He couldn't drink, which was very difficult. He had a pain pump, so he could only have it, he had to push it himself whatever. And so he was in a lot of pain constantly. It was very, very difficult for him. It was very hard to watch. I remember when he first tried to get up and try to walk, the physical therapist tried to come in and it was very, very painful, and they tried to get him to move. They kept having problems with his IVs, and he was trying to be strong because his girlfriend, was there, and he was doing the best that he could. And he's a very strong guy and tries to do the best that he can, but there were times when it was just him and I, and he would just break down and just, he finally would break down and just, when it was just the two of us, and just bawl because he was in just such pain and the trauma of everything. Not being able to eat or drink was really difficult. I think that was one of the hardest things. And then they kept blowing up his IVs, and his head swelling all over his arms, and it was just so traumatic. And then there was one night that the one lady came in and thought he was somebody else. Thank goodness I was there, and they were trying to take him off all his meds. They thought he was a different patient, and we're like, what are you doing? And then she realized that she had the wrong patient. And then one night they had moved him from one floor to the next, and we had a new nurse, and he was still on a pain pump because he was still in a lot of pain.
Okay, so it's nice to see hospitals everywhere are just incompetent. My mom's boyfriend almost had to have surgery a couple days ago, or 3 days ago. He was going to have surgery right before they realized, oh, he's on blood thinners. So these hospitals are just.
And I had paid attention to everything that was going on, and they had him on a continuous. The guy had reset his pain pump, and it was going continuously. And I said, that's wrong. You can't, that's going continuously. He's like, no, it's right. And I'm like, no, it's wrong. And I had to argue with him, and he went and got the charge nurse, and she's like, no, it's right. And I was like, you're going to kill my son. And I finally had to call the second floor nurse where he came from and tell her to come up. They're going to kill him. And they realized that it was wrong. So it was traumatic the whole time we were there.
And he was is it fair to say that you described obviously a very excruciating level of pain?
Oh, yes.
Was that true the entire time he was in the hospital? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And then after about 10 days, he was discharged.
He was.
And where did he go?
He came to my house.
All right. And if you would tell us, for the first, well, let me rephrase my question.
It is really narrative. I mean, she probably should object at this point, but whatever.
He came to your house and was he able to lay in a normal bed?
No.
What type of bed did he have?
He just had, he had a mattress, he had a regular bed in his room, but he couldn't get comfortable. And so we ended up like kind of doing a makeshift thing in the living room. It's the only way he could get comfortable. We had one of those funky pillows that you kind of sit up with, and we had that, and we had a stool that he set beside him that he could lay his arm on. We had a whole thing that we put up in the living room. The only way he could get comfortable with pillows under his knees, and we had this whole concocted thing that we did in the living room for him to be able to get comfortable. And he would move around all the time, but he didn't sleep very well at all.
Now, after he arrived home, was he still experiencing, from your observation, significant pain?
Yes.
Was he on, to your knowledge, ma'am, was he on medication after he went home, pain medication?
Yes.
And was that pretty strong pain medication?
Yes.
All right. How long was it that he was on this pain medication after he came home, if you remember?
Oh, I mean, he was on for probably a couple months, I would think. Yeah.
Okay. And did he receive treatment did he continue to receive treatment once he arrived back at your house?
He did.
What type of treatment did he receive?
Just, he went back and saw the surgeon a couple of times, outpatient wise, and we were treating his wound. He still had a lot of wound treatment. They cut him from breast all the way down to his belly button. I mean, it was like open heart surgery. The scar's like this long. She opened him wide from all the way here to here. Mm-hmm. And then he had the hole here. And then there were two other holes where the drains were. So we had this huge scar here that had to heal, plus these holes here that had to close. So we had quite a bit of wound care that we were still taking care of at home.
Okay. And all this was going on for a significant period of time after he returned home?
Correct. Yes.
How long would you say it was before he began to have some level of normalcy after he returned back home?
Normalcy? I don't know what I would call normalcy. The wounds began to heal, I'd say a couple months after he got home. Daniel hasn't had normalcy yet, to be perfectly honest with you. Mm-hmm. Daniel has pain every single day. His scar is very painful. His ribs and his back hurt every single day. He still has parts of bullets in his body that hurt him every single day. Not only does he have the pain from the wounds, But what's going on internally with Daniel that nobody sees is very evident. He hides it pretty well because he's a very strong guy, but it's very evident to me and to his dad and his family that are close to him. There's a lot of PTSD that Daniel deals with every single day.
Okay. So you're about a lot of very strong emotional.
Yes.
And
Emotional,
issues
mental,
that
yes.
have come with this.
Yes.
All right. So it's fair to say, ma'am, that you would not say he's fully recovered, excuse me, even as of today.
No, not at all. I was even concerned with this last, 4th of July was not well for him. Any loud fireworks, noises, it's not good for him at all. He has a lot of issues because of this. He's a totally different person.
Okay. Ma'am, let me switch gears a little bit.
Damn.
Okay. On or before January 1st of 2025, did you own a Ford Escape?
Yes.
Okay. And on December 31st of 24, was that Ford Escape in your possession?
What was the question? Say that.
Was that car in your possession on New Year's Eve that
No.
day? Okay. Or before that?
No. I mean, it wasn't personally in my possession.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you allowing someone to have use of that motor vehicle?
Yes.
And who was that person?
Jared Penningham.
Okay. And was that a person that had been a friend of your son?
Yes.
All right. And what was the arrangement as far as him using that motor vehicle?
Okay.
Jared at the time didn't have a place to live. And so we let him basically make payments on that vehicle. So he had a place to sleep if he didn't have a place to go. So we let him use the vehicle and he made payments on it.
Okay. And was that still the case as of January the 1st of 2025?
Yes. He was still making payments and using the vehicle.
Okay. Now, at some point, ma'am, after you realized that your son had been shot and you understood the nature of the situation, did you become aware that that motor vehicle had remained at that Dearth Road address after the shooting?
Yes.
And how did you become aware of that?
Well, once we knew what had happened, my husband went down Dearth Road until he found it, at the hospital. He went and found where everything happened, saw that both our vehicles were there and found the scene. And then, so he knew that they were both there at that point.
Okay. So, ma'am, at some point, and you say both vehicles, there was your son's truck that he had driven, and then the Ford Escape that Jared Penningham was driving.
Right.
Is that right? And at some point, were those vehicles retrieved from that location?
Yes.
And tell us about that.
Well, so the Ford actually wasn't retrieved from that. We didn't retrieve the Ford from that residence. I think we retrieved the truck from that residence. We ended up taking the Ford from Penningham's father's home. We went and got, that was probably, it was sometime while Daniel was in the hospital, we went and got the car back from Penningham's father's house. We took the car back. We said, we're taking the car back.
Okay. Now, when you got that car back, did you notice any damage to it?
Yes.
And tell us about what damage there was.
Yes, there were bullet holes in the back of the vehicle is the first thing that we noticed. Bullet holes all through the vehicle.
I'll show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 26A through 26F. Just first do me a favor and look at these photographs and I'll ask you some questions.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Brian, what are those labeled as?
26A through 26F.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, ma'am, these photographs I've just had you look at, are these a fair and accurate depiction of the damage you saw to that motor vehicle when you retrieved?
And we did know that those were there prior to retrieving it because we saw it on the scene. They were seen on the scene that we knew that those were there.
Sure.
I'm gonna object this to that statement and move to strike in light of the fact that the witness was not present at the scene herself. I don't think she has firsthand knowledge of what was or wasn't present. She's not testified that she was at Dirt Road at any point in time.
Well, she said we, so you can cross-examine her on that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. So is it fair to say that there were a number of bullet holes in that vehicle?
Yes.
All right. Make sure what's been marked as State's Exhibit 26A. If you could just describe to the jury what we're seeing here. What is that?
That is one of the bullet holes in the tailgate of the Ford.
Okay. And is what you see here, this picture, is that the way you saw it when you retrieved the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, what's been marked as State's Exhibit number 26B. And tell us what this is.
That's another bullet hole in the tailgate of the Ford.
Okay, and it looks like, to me, now we're talking, so the first bullet hole was directly over the license plate
Mhm.
in the back, right?
Correct.
And this is now going towards the,
I think
Driver's
it's the
side.
driver's side, yeah,
is that right?
over the taillight, yeah.
Okay. She was marked as State's Exhibit number 26C for identification.
And that's
If you would tell us what that is.
gonna be, I think that's the passenger side, maybe tailgate.
And that's another bullet hole?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And please tell the jury what we see in 26D.
And that is another one, and that's on the tailgate. I think once you open it is when you can see that one.
Okay. And then finally, 26F. Would tell the jury what we see in 26F.
Yeah, that's a bullet hole through the seat.
Okay.
Yes,
Now we're inside the motor vehicle.
correct.
Remember which seat that is?
That I think is it's the driver's side back seat, possibly.
Okay. But this is the condition that the vehicle was in when you found it?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So at some point, ma'am,
Victim's mom.
did you, in addition to the damage we've also seen, was there any other damage to the vehicle?
I think it's there. I think it's her vehicle.
I just remember the bullet holes.
Okay.
That's
Did you have to take the vehicle to have
Oh,
anything done?
Yes, that's right. It had a flat. Yes.
You remember which tire was flat?
I don't remember which tire it was. I just remember because they had all brand new tires recently, and I
Okay.
remember thinking, great, now I have to go buy another tire. Yes.
Okay. But one of the tires was flat?
Yes.
All right.
God. It's always something.
So where did you take that to get serviced?
To the Walmart in Lebanon.
All right. Now, you take it there and they're changing your tire?
Correct.
And at some point, was there an item that was retrieved from a tire and given to you?
Yes. They called me and said that they found a bullet in the tire.
Okay. They mean the mechanic?
Yes.
Wouldn't the cops be the one to kind of retrieve that thing? You're gonna let some Walmart technician go in there and grab the bullet for you? I mean,
All right. Now, when you got this call, what did you do?
I told them to make sure and give me that bullet. I needed to get that to the police.
oh, and then she now
did you
takes the bullet.
Retrieve that bullet
I
from
did.
the mechanic?
hmm
And what did you do with that?
I put it with another bullet that I found inside the vehicle, and I called Detective Barton and said that I had found 2 more bullets, and I wanted to make sure he got those.
Okay. So we have
I mean, I'm not blaming Mama. I just kind of would have thought the police might have done a better job, but okay.
one bullet from the tire.
hmm
Where was the second bullet?
It was we found it in the floorboard.
Inside the vehicle.
Correct.
All right. So then I'm going to open what has been marked as case exhibit number 25. Give me 1 second.
Hey. Senior.
And I'm retrieving 2 items from inside stage 25. I'll show you these 2 items. Do you recognize what those 2 items are?
Yes, I do.
And what are those?
Those are the bullets that I gave to Detective Barton.
And were they in these Ziploc baggies when you gave them to Detective Barton?
No, I don't think well, they might have been. I don't remember if they were in a baggie or not, to be honest with you.
Okay. But these are definitely the 2 bullets you found.
Yep. I took pictures of them before I gave them some.
Gotcha. And you provided them to Detective Barton.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any idea or do you have any memory of when that was that you did that?
I don't remember the date or anything.
Okay.
No, it's just the day that I got the tire. I could figure it out if I could find the bill and figure it out if I need to. Okay.
If you don't remember, that's perfect. Okay, 1 second, please. Judge, I believe that's all the questions I have.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Cross-examination.
Judge. Ms. Johnson, my name's Lindsay. I have just a couple questions here for you this afternoon. So you testified that you are the owner of the Ford Escape, correct? And you were letting an individual named Jared Pennicamp drive that.
Correct.
Jared was friends with your son, Daniel.
Correct.
How long approximately had they been friends?
Couple of years.
Okay. So you knew Jared enough to be okay with allowing him to drive a vehicle that your family owned?
Wasn't my first choice. My husband was the first one to say that it was okay. I wasn't happy with the choice, but I went along with it.
You mentioned that Jared was going through a rough time. Isn't it true that Jared was going through a rough time as it relates to drug usage?
I don't know a lot about Jared. I just knew that he kept saying that he had a problem with his father and he didn't have a place to live. That's what I knew. And my husband said that he didn't have a place to go and he was sleeping on the street. So he was going to let him use the car. At least he could sleep in the car. I was not happy with the situation, but he had already said he could. And he said he promised he's going to make a payment. And I knew Jared did have a job. So I said, as long as he makes the payment, I guess.
Okay.
So.
And you testified that there was certainly this incident that occurred on January 1st of 2025 involving your son, correct?
Yes.
Your husband went to Dearth Road while you remained at the hospital, correct?
Correct.
He was able to identify that the Ford Escape was located at Dearth Road, correct?
Yeah, that's where, he was trying to find out where Daniel was. And I told him Dearth Road was where he told me he was going. So he drove up and down Dearth Road till he found it.
Till he located the
Correct.
vehicles.
Correct.
And there was another vehicle that was owned by your family as well.
Correct.
And that was the Dodge.
That was the Dodge that my son was driving, yes.
And there were no signs of damage to the Dodge as it relates to bullets, correct?
Well, not necessarily. There was a mirror on the passenger side that somehow or another the back of it got busted. We don't know exactly how that happened.
No bullet holes in the truck.
Yeah, no bullet holes. There was like a scratch down the side of it and the back of the mirror was busted. So we didn't know how that happened. Yeah. No bullet hole though.
No bullet holes. Okay. And so you testified that you retrieved the Ford Escape from Pennicamp's father's residence.
Correct.
And you testified that that was within 10 days of this instance because Daniel was still in the hospital.
Correct.
So we're talking sometime, give it a little bit of wiggle room, maybe January 11th at the latest.
Yeah, sometime, Daniel was still in the hospital, but it wasn't the same time we picked up the truck.
Okay. And at no point in time was, to the best of your understanding, that vehicle in police custody because you picked it up from Pennicamp's father's, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if it was in police custody or not. I
Yeah,
know,
just to your knowledge.
to my knowledge, yes, we went and took it from his father's.
Okay. And so isn't it true that you took it to have the tire looked at sometime in February?
Yeah, I don't remember when we had the tire looked at, to be honest with you, but I can find out.
Well, it doesn't help us.
So would you say it was this, you don't have any idea if it was the same month or?
I don't. This has been a year ago, so I really don't. I just remember we went to have the tire and that's when we found the bullets. I don't remember timelines. I really don't. I can't
Okay.
be positive.
And you testified though that you knew that the bullet holes were in there, correct?
Yes.
You didn't get a hold of the detective at that point in time and say, hey, detective, we've got bullet holes in the back of our vehicle?
Well, I think they were already aware because they were at the scene.
Okay. And so you documented the photos when you picked up the vehicle?
I documented the photos, yes, when I picked up the vehicle because I made a claim with my insurance company.
So the photos that we saw presented here in court today of the Ford, those were photos that you had taken?
I had taken photos for my insurance company.
And that was the photos that we saw, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then in terms of, you saw those and then you realized that did the vehicle have a flat when you picked it up from Pennecampstad?
Yes.
Did you take it to Walmart Tire the same day to have the tire repaired?
No, because I remember, I don't think it was the same day because I think it was later in the evening. So it probably was the next day.
Okay.
I guess.
I don't believe I have anything further.
All right, thank you. Redirect.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You can step down. Please don't discuss your testimony with anyone until the trial is over.
Okay, thank you.
Be first, Judge.
Yes.
Let's see. So, okay, the trafficking charges were dropped because someone earlier said that they didn't find much when they searched. But yeah, it didn't sound like it was that serious of a deal. Bailiff was on the phone in the courtroom about 5 minutes ago, but I don't think it had anything to do with the verdict since no one has come to the courtroom yet. Yeah, courtroom's been empty for like 2 hours. Lee, thank you. Leads, thank you so much for everything. Ooh. Oh, sorry. HOA meeting. I'm gonna troll them. Okay, so where was I? Lead, thank you so much for yeah, you were there watching this and reporting to me. It was really fascinating. You sent me some great stuff as well. Apparently he was able, like a month, 5 weeks later, he was at the baseball game. So he recovered enough to start living his life. I mean, I certainly don't think he was healed or anything like that, but it's good to see that, like, he's, trying to live a normal life. Because his wound or his, I'm not going to show them, but the pictures he posted on Facebook, the one I'm looking at here, it's, thanks, Lead. Yeah, please. It goes from right below his pectoral muscles, his chest, all the way down to just under his belly button. So 9 inches cut open. And then on his left side, he's got a big hole, probably the bullet. And then another scar there. And that's just open. But I mean, there's one of him trying to walk. Oh, I mean, that was just brutal. Yeah, it looks like a zipper. Yeah. Literally. Oh, poor bastard. But I mean, I don't know if he'll ever recover fully, but at least maybe we do have a verdict. Well, I'll save it for tomorrow. I still want to do the closing and everything. So we'll have a verdict tomorrow, most likely. I am going to end now and redirect y'all over to Hella. She'll be streaming in about 45 minutes. And hope to see you guys tomorrow because we got a little more testimony in the morning. Forget who was this morning. Maybe some more detectives. And then closing. Wait, was there anything this morning besides closing that was interesting, Lead? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, the lead investigator was good because we play her police interrogation where she's a dunce. Yeah, you're right. I'll save that for tomorrow because that's really good. So, I will email you, Lead. But no, I'm not going to play the verdict tonight. And hopefully no spoilers tomorrow. But we should get it pretty quick tomorrow. And end this on a high note. So it has been a lot of fun, guys. And I will see y'all over at Hella's tomorrow. Or Hella's in 45 minutes, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes. Don't talk to cops, chat. Thanks, guys, for being here. I shall see you later. Thanks, CJ, and everyone who was in Warren County that helped today. Tiffany and Lead.